Hey guys, it's Dynamo and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing really well. And in today's video, we're gonna check out a new car, and it's the new car in the new series of the Forza Info. So today's new car is, of course, gonna be the new 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Here's the China season event. Are you not entertained, sir? Yes, I'm entertained. But we're gonna acquire this car. So the cars which are eligible for this is 2016 RJ Anderson Polaris R Rockstar Energy Pro 2 truck. And as for the event, you can see here it's in cross-country event, and of course you can use a car which is S1 class 900, and I guess it says extreme off-road, so I guess you can use any extreme off-road cars. Now we're just going to acquire the new car. I'm just going to show you the new Jeep Gladiator. So here we go guys, as you can see I've unlocked the new Jeep Gladiator, and speaking of the eligible cars, you can use any extreme off-road cars. Of course I use the 1993 Baja Toyota truck, which is really awesome. So here's the style of the car. It's in D class and it's standard at 498, and according to specs it has 285 horsepower and it can make around 263 pound-feet of torque, and of course it weighs around 5,073 pounds. So here's the new Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. Now, as for the speaking of the design, I think it looks really cool, to be honest. I really love to see this guy, and I would even love to own this Jeep. But speaking of the engine, as we can see, here's the hood. You can see the engine. And yes, speaking of the car, we're gonna see what colors is available with the Jeep Gladiator. So, because we got the gray, then we have the red, which looks really nice, to be honest. Then we got orange, then we got brown, and of course we do have the blue color, which also looks fine. Then we have black, and then we have white. And I would really love to have a Rubicon, which will be red color, because it looks really great and it matches exactly well. Now, as for the speaking of the engine, it got a 3.3 liter V6, and it's the stock engine which makes around 285 horsepower, although they also have a 3 liter V6 which is turbo diesel. But as for the engine swap options, we can see we got a racing 7.2 liter V8, which is really awesome, and I would really love to see it used in the Rubicon, and of course it can really increase the stats of the car. And of course it adds more than around 565 horsepower, which is really incredible. Of course it's a V8 and it's a racing engine. And as for the drivetrains, we got rear-wheel drivetrain, which of course we're gonna not need because it's totally useless in an off-road Jeep like this. For the aspirations, we got a supercharger, which is really great. I'm gonna use the supercharger, which adds around 50 horsepower. And as for the customization in the car, we got this, which is an off-road type. When you see or show off your car looking more aggressive for off-road events. I'm just gonna leave stock because I'm not that much fan of these stuff. But for the roof or for the hood, we got this, which is basically the roof of the car. It's more like a convertible, to be honest, and it sheds weight, so I guess I'll need the roof stock because I'm gonna need the roof. As for the wheels, got off-road wasted tires, which is of course if you're gonna do off-road with the car, I'm gonna take him, make him a bit thick. I'm gonna leave the wheels stock because they look awesome and matches well with the car. Then we got race clutch. I'm gonna add race transmission, race driveline, and of course race differential. As for the brakes, we're gonna use race brakes. Then of course we got rally springs and dampers, which is for more off-roading stuff. We're gonna add that. Then we also got some roll cage if you wanna add. Speaking of roll cage, I'm not that much fan of roll cage we have in Forza 4 because it just does not look really well in the car. Next we're going to do is gonna do some weight sharing, and of course you can see it makes a huge difference, so we're gonna do it. And as for the power, we're going to go for engine, cams and valves. We're gonna do it most 3 horsepower. Then we're going to do the supercharger, which adds around 64 more horsepower. They do race piston compression, and we're going to do race engine block. And of course, you can, with the stock engine, you can max the Jeep Gladiator to 800 A class, and now it weighs more like 3,870 pounds, and of course it has more than 570 horsepower, which is really incredible. Now here we are outside with our Jeep Gladiator, and we're gonna hear the noise made by the engine, and I hope it is really great. Ooh, sounds really fine in my opinion, and the interior looks really great, to be honest. It's like a Jeep, but it's like more like a luxurious Jeep, to be honest. It's not that much luxury, but as a mod Jeep, the interior is really great, to be honest. And of course I added the superchargers to the V6, so it sounds good. So here's the thing, the Jeep Gladiator with the V6 engine tuned to A class, it can do a top speed of 171 miles. It's kinda impressive, but I wish Jeep could have made a V8 engine for it. I hope they do in the future, because it is really awesome if it had a V8, but since V6 is fine, but it feels kinda less underpowered. But for the next thing, we're just gonna do our cross-country race in our new Jeep Gladiator. thing we're going to do in this video is just gonna swap the engine of the car, and we're going to use the sample 2-liter racing V8, and of course I really like V8 engine. It's one of my favorite engines. I'm going to turbocharge it, then going to upgrade, and I'm going to just check the speed of the Jeep after doing the turbocharge upgrades. And with the racing V8, we can say it makes around 1,356 horsepower, which is totally insane. And you can say we are at the end of the S1 class, almost at the end, but so we can still make the full top speed run with the V8 engine. I'm gonna see what this car can do. Here we are also with our Jeep Gladiator with the V8 engine, and here's how the V8 sound. And we're gonna do a top speed run with our new V8 engine. Well, that was totally awesome, because with the V8 engine, the Jeep Gladiator can do around 217 miles per hour, which is totally incredible. And yeah, well, speaking of the Jeep Gladiator, well guys, looks like we're at the end of the video. I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you really enjoyed the video, like the video, share with friends and family members, and of course if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, goodbye.